these cute little ornaments I made from Dollar Tree napkin rings. They are a little beachy theme. I suppose you could do any kind of theme inside. You could put your own picture in there. Anything, Christmas scene in there, which is what I'm going to do with this gold one, but not on video. I'm going to try it out first. So what you're going to need is the napkin rings from the Dollar Tree, which I don't have one without it being cut, but they come like this. The whole piece is this big. And what I did is I had my husband cut them in half with our bandsaw. I couldn't do it because my fingers were too close to the saw, and that really freaks me out. So he cut them in half. And then I have wire from the Dollar Tree, and these seashells came from the Dollar Tree. And then you're just going to need like little fillers, like some sand you can get from the Dollar Tree. I happen to have these sea urchins. My sand came from Hawaii. I have these sea urchins that I got from a friend who went, well, my daughter's friend who went to Hawaii. She sent me back a whole bunch of sand and sea urchins and stuff. And then I have some sea glass from Michael's. So your wire cutters, I have some of this driftwood. I'm going to cut a piece of that and put it in there. So what you want to do first is, of course, you want to sand your rough edges after it's been cut. I suppose you could probably get away with using, I have a wood burner and it has an X-Acto knife end to it. I suppose you could get away with using that because it would heat up the blade, and since this is plastic, it would like cut right through it. But it would be smelly. I would wear a mask. If you don't have somebody who cut these in half, I suppose you could make them this big. You know, I don't see why not. They'd be pretty deep. You'd be able to fit a whole village in there, really. So, and then the other thing you're going to need, which I don't have one cut out. I don't know why I did this. I'll have to go cut one out of my brother's Scan-A-Cut when I get ready for it, is a piece of acetate. Now, I don't use regular sheets of acetate because it's very thin. What I do is when I get clear packaging, I save the good pieces of the clear packaging. And then, you know, for projects like this, I use that because it's thicker. I have my glossy accents here in another bottle because I wish somebody would come out with glossy accents with a better tip that doesn't clog. I love these little bottles. I don't know where I got them, but they worked out perfect and they don't clog. So I think I've covered everything. The wire cutters, it's pretty much what you need. So let's get started. So what you do is you take your napkin ring, you sand it down. I just used a nail block sander to sand this down. Any sandpaper will do. Then you want to decide where your bottom is, and you want to drill a hole. Now, like I said, like our pokers that we use, like the Tim Holtz pokers, if you heat that up with a lighter, you could get that metal hot enough where you could probably poke the hole, and that's just to put your wire hanger through. And you could use an eyelet pin for this, and then just knot it on the back side like I did here. I say knot it. It looks like a knot. But it's easy to use wire, and what I do is, and I'll show you this step, is I take the wire and I wrap it around, and then I just wrap this part and I start twisting it. Now I want it pretty tight, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch hands here, and I'm going to take one of my other wire tools, and I'm just going to twist it so that I get a tight twist on here, like that. And then I'm going to take that off, so you're going to end up with something like this. And then I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm actually going to cut right to the end of that twist there. So this is the piece you're going to end up with. I hope you can see that. I don't know. I'm using my cell phone, so I don't know how well it's focusing. And then you're going to stick it through that hole, and you can twist it because it's like a screw now. And then you hold it here, and I'm not going to actually bend it back here because this is gold and I want to use gold wire for this one. But what I do is I take these, you could take needle nose, they would probably be, but I like these bent ones, and I just bend it. I kind of try to make a circle, and then if you take your flat ones, if you don't have all these, you can figure it out, and I squeeze it from top to bottom so that it sucks up, you know, I don't know if you can see this, I don't know if there's going to be a glare up there, but it like stays close to the top. Anyways, so that's how you put the eyelid in, and then once that's done, then you want to take your glossy accents and you want to cover the back of the ring here with glossy accents. Use it moderately because you don't want to get, unless you dry it completely, you don't want to get it in here if it's not dry, and that's why I use a Q-tip. Anyway, so you're going to take the glossy accents and go around here, and then you take your picture and you place it down on here. Now you're going to want something heavy for it to sit on, because this is very light and the paper is kind of, you know, bent because it's been printed on. This works perfectly, these bottles of shells, but you don't need to do that. I mean, I have one sitting underneath this thing, so you could just put it on there. Let it dry. Have patience, let it dry. You might want to look at it to see if you have any bubbles of glossy accents here. Take the Q-tip and go around. The other thing I'm going to tell you is I printed these pictures off a laser jet, and I coated them with matte Mod Podge because I didn't want the seashells scratching the picture, because when you print with laser, I'm not sure if inkjet you would need to coat it. I would coat it anyway. This way your picture doesn't get all scratchy from people going, oh, look at this, isn't this cute? Anyways, so once that's dry, you have this. And what I did was I cut out extra circles because this is white on the back. And if you get any, you know, like from your work surface or something, this way you have a nice clean back. And you glue that on. And all I did was I glued it on with art glitter glue, my favorite. So, and then that gives it a nice clean back, and you could stamp to or from on it, or you could just put your name in the year, or maybe if you went away on vacation, you could do that. Anyways, so once that's dry, then you want to load it with your sand. I have this little cup in here, and you just want to put sand, and I just put enough to, way too much, like cover the bottom, basically the little, because when it's going to sit up like this. So, and then you just put some seashells in there. I just put a few, and then you want your sea glass. I use little tiny pieces of sea glass. I think 2 is too many though. And you just basically fill it with what you want to fill it with. I don't like the whole dark, so I'm going to use this piece of the sea urchin, put in there, and then I'm going to use this stuff because I really like that stuff. And then I'm going to cut a piece of this. I'm trying to make this video under 10 minutes. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to. Piece of driftwood, because you know you always need a piece of driftwood on the beach. Then what I don't have is the acetate. So then you're going to cover it with the acetate, and you're going to use glossy accents, and you're going to stick something heavy on it. And then once that's done, once it's dry, you have this cute little piece. And it's, you know, this is with the white background, or the white backing. But it's super cute, and this ornament is too big. I'm going to cut it down, but I mean, you can hang it and it would be super cute. So that's as easy as it is. If you have any questions, leave them below. Thanks everybody for watching.